How's everyone doing today? Today is Thursday, February 4th. Last video for the week. Next one will be on Sunday. This channel is dedicated to those who are beginners. If you are just getting into stocks, if you're like, oh man, GME is crazy, oh, NIO is crazy, Tesla's popping off. I'm here to teach you how to use technical analysis. Some folks really love it, some folks hate it, but again, with my 85-90% win rate, I'm pretty confident it works pretty well for us. It's also made for intermediate traders. If you have all your money tied up in these big blue cap stocks, these big hype ones like SNDL today, and this week's been popping off, CCIV is a great example, please play those for sure. If you're an intermediate trader and you understand that, go get them. But you need to diversify. You need to make sure you have different stocks, different money everywhere. Do not put more than 20% of capital in one stock. Make sure you have diversification. I will help you with that. This channel is dedicated to give you a watch list for the week, for the day, for the month, for the year. As long as you want to keep it going, these stocks are going to be viable one way or another. It's important to understand that I'm not saying buy these stocks tomorrow, right? I'm saying, especially for Thursday's list, next week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, these are going to be very viable picks for you. And if they do not work out, save them for later. I'm not saying, as a professional, to buy these. I'm saying, as a person of entertainment who enjoys this a lot, wants to teach you, these need to be watch list. You're going to see LUV pop today, called about 2 days ago. CRSR called about on Monday or Tuesday. It's still rolling, right? These things take time. Do not rush into this. If it drops 2%, slow your roll. We're swing trading. We're not day trading. In the description box, there will be a journal you can update and look at. I haven't updated all week. I've been really busy filming and doing other things, but again, it'll be updated soon. All my stocks are up there, all my picks, all my entry points, all my exit points. Right, those are on there for you. Double check it to show you my transparency and my validity through this. I don't want anyone to think that I'm just picking and then choosing it. Everything that I call will be on there. Today, by popular demand, I have two new things. Well, one new thing and then one thing that's really stupid, but it's gonna be funny. I have lowered the filtering and scanning process to be cheaper stocks. I do have some expensive ones, but I'm gonna start kind of bringing that window down, kind of narrowing that door into like the $1 to $30 range. A lot of the people who seem to be beginners want to kind of get in those more advantageous swings. So I got a lot of penny stocks, not being in the cents, I have one that is, but in the dollars where you can get a lot and get some money out of it. And then two, at the end of the video, someone wanted to try me and said that Wendy's is not a good fast food restaurant, especially their mascot, the young lady. So I'm gonna tier list the most terrifying yet tasty food for fast food places at the end of the video. I'll time mark it right now. If you want to skip to that towards the end, if you're a beginner and want to just watch me be a smartass and break down delicious yet terrifying mascots, that'll be there. Lastly, Monday we have an announcement. I'm assuming you watch my channel. It's my chat. Discord will be up on Monday. I have it figured out. I have Patreon up. I have that up. It's going to be $25 a month. I'm not going to even lie to you and be like, it's going to be cheap, $25 a month. I think that the value, and you'll see it when it gets posted on Sunday night's video or Monday, what you're getting out of it. Again, I think you're really going to enjoy it. If you like my content, it's just going to amplify that and make it better for you. So again, Monday, it starts. I'm going to get it going. Everyone, hold your horses. It's coming. It'll be great though. Other than that, let's get into it. 30-minute video. I got some good ones for you. Let's hit it. As you can see above me, I switched the lists. If you're a veteran here, the great list is now on top, the good list is now below. And again, I have some really good ones, but again, I'm trying to go for some quality. Like I had a lot of good ones, so I'm really trying to whittle it down. So if you're a really beginner, these top 10, that's gonna be for you. If you're intermediate, add these on top of it. But again, this is really the good list that we're looking at today. And then with no further ado, let's get into it. So our first stock is AMCI, not AMC, AMCI, big difference. It's an acquisitions corporation. Do your fundamental research. It's a good corporation, but again, you need to do your fundamentals. This is a really beautiful trend up. You need to be careful. It is a 4 and some change channel, and up here it's still 4.5%. So again, you want to get in as far as possible. You need to be prepared though to see. In this trend up, this is all that really matters for us right here, is that it tapped once, it tapped twice, and it hasn't tapped yet, but these other ones have hit the bottom. So again, what is going to be your risk management? What is going to be your plan? You need to see that this thing does bull. You see this? Cup handle. cup, handle, cup, handle. This is how it reverses. And again, this is a big old cup. Is this a big old handle, or is this just reversing from this big handle over here? So again, I would give it a day or two. If tomorrow goes green and we see it come up here, or tonight it goes green, we see this bowling coming out, you definitely got to buy in, right? But if it does kind of show some death here and kind of drops off into the 15, 20 range, you buy there. But again, it's all about your risk management. If you were to buy here, worst case, you're going to lose 11%. Worst case, if it really dies on you here, so that's really high. But again, your potential earnings is easily going to be upwards of 20%. So again, good cheap stock, do your fundamentals. This thing does have a history of making bulls, and looks like that's happening here. Let's check the indicators. What's really dope about the indicators is that I do not look at these when I scan. When I go through this today, I only go off price action. I do indicators with you, so you can see what I see live. Again, that's pretty dope. I'm basically a goat. So it's an easy 200 EMA play. And again, we were to right click, clear drawing set, you can see it gets rid of everything. It gets near the 200. See how it doesn't touch it? See how it doesn't touch it or doesn't touch it? It does over here. See how it doesn't touch it over here? It's going to reverse sooner than later. Looking good there. All this is converging together, right? You have all these lines. That's what we buy into. Looks great. It needs to break the 50. If you're adverse to risk, let it break the 50 and then retest it. And again, this will take you easily 5 days. That means by next week, Thursday, you should be buying it if that's what you want to do. So again, put it on a watch list. Zooming out, looking at our indicators, RSI is fair, but again, be dynamic. You can see anywhere in this range, it does reverse during this uptrend, right? You can see right here is where this uptrend begins. Put your cursor there. You see how it goes either high, low, high, low. It goes low, high, low, high. This is going to be a potential area for reversal. Stochastic looks good. It was low, but now it's showing life. Vortex is where it reverses at. So again, AMCI, 10 out of 10 play. If we see some life, I like it a lot. Do your own research, but it's a great pick. Next is CLX, the Clorox company. Ooh, that must be big for the COVIDs. It's earnings day. As you can see, it's not doing too well with earnings. And again, you should really do this yourself and look at this research. But again, let's not freak out. You see how the earnings over here? It said, oh God, earnings, kerchoo, and just crashed, right? And even over here, it said earnings, crash. So again, it does this, but it always seems to come back. Now again, it's at $193. So to think that it has no room to drop is a fallacy. It certainly can. Zoom out. You can see it does have lows over here. So to think that this is going to hold forever is not always the case. But again, it is in fact in a great area of value. It does have a lot of volatility when it does go off. I mean, you could easily see over the next month, 14%. And at $193, that's going to be almost close to like $18 a share you buy, which is pretty good. I mean, we'll be closer to probably like $22, $23. Yeah, pretty good. So watch it. And this is what's great about volume profile. I can spell. Got him. Okay, I double click though. Oh yeah. Apply. Remember, these low volume areas are where we're going to see wicks happening, and it's not really good strength. There's no volume down here, right? If it does come back, it's going to wick back really quickly, and then it's going to come right back into it. So again, it looks good for a reversal, but all you have going for you is that it's at a strong support area. So again, is it that much convergence? No. But again, given the risk versus reward, if it does break down, you're going to lose like 2%. And that's okay. It's a great risk versus reward, 7 to 1, 8 to 1. Let's check the indicators. So RSI does get oversold, and when it does, you've made money. Now, on this downtrend, you would have lost if you held, but again, worst case is you bought in, it went up, and you have a stop loss, and you can at least secure some profit. And again, we're down here again. That's a great sign. It does go from oversold to overbought. You see that? How it does that too? That's a great sign for a long-term hold. Stochastic's low, Vortex is low. Again, everything's in its favor. You're going to need to see it hit that 200 EMA line, which is going to be its first big resistance, 5% away. So again, what's the trade-off? If you have money to hold and you want to go for a long thing here and you want to have some security, once it breaks to 50 and 200, it's going to run really well. If that's what you want, fantastic. If you want to make some short-term games, I would avoid this one until you see some real life out of it. But again, CLX Clorox is a great pickup. I go fishing every twice a week for stocks. You know, I actually used to be a fisherman. I don't know if you can see that. I used to be a sailor. So I used to be a big fishy boy. This is and I catch what I want, big fella. This is a great setup. This is COGT, Cogent Bioscience. So again, you need to do your research. Any bio play, pharma play, therapeutic play needs to be vetted by you. Also, I haven't said again in this video yet. Let's go, dude. Because I always say and again, so I'm trying to cut that out. If I keep saying it, correct me in the next video. $9. This is exactly what y'all wanted. You want some more cheaper stocks? Here we go. So this is a beautiful setup. It's going to consolidate around here. You have your first resistance right above it at 990. As you can see, which I don't say too much, right? You can see right here, that's going to be a hard resistance. That's going to be your sign to go long when that breaks, for sure. It's 30 cents away, but look at this profit, right? Worst case, if it dies on you, you've lost 14%. That's a lot. That's a lot. So you got to make sure you have a stop loss a little bit higher to secure this your capital. But look at a full move here. Worst case, a full move is 27%. A full move that's really good, 39%. So even with that, it's a 3-to-1 play, right? Which is fantastic. So I'd wait for it to break 990 and really show some life if you reverse to risk. But again, this is a great setup, great value. You know, obviously something good happened. Must have had some news back in June here that was like, hey, we're doing really good, you know, FDA stuff, and now it's kind of consolidating, going sideways. Consolidation sideways means a big move's coming. Get in on the ground floor. Great setup. Let's check the indicators. And again, it looks like EMA lines are respected, the 200 especially. But again, it's so far away. Even if it hits as resistance, that's 13% away. You're going to take that, right? And the 50 is, again, you need to be broken. That's about, 10% away. So keep that in mind going forward. RSI was just oversold. When you do that, you made money. You did that, you made money. Did that, made money. And so again, that's a great sign here. Stochastic was low. It's overexhausted, but again, it may pull back to then go up. Vortex is wanting to show some life. This thing has a nice big run, so once it breaks it, you will have some time of green above it. So again, I would rather give gotten in lower. Like, if we could have gotten in at 871, would have been a perfect setup. So again, I just found it today, and I did some research on it. Good stock, good setup, really good value. This would definitely be a 1 to 2 week hold, though. If you're into options, I would consider it for sure. But again, I'm not an expert in options. I know a lot about them, but again, an option call would be good for this one. Let's check the next one. Another good cheap one, DSKE. It could have a trend line in here somewhere. You can come down here. Then you can be like, well, I guess technically it's still uptrending. It would be weak. It would be weak. So again, I'm not going to consider any of these a really good trend line at this point. And nothing really lines up well. So it's just going to be off support alone. It is at its resistance. I just found this one again yesterday or today. It's as resistance. It has not failed breaking above this line though, right? Once it broke it, twice it broke it, 3 times it broke it. So again, you have at least some profit to be made, hopefully close to maybe 9%. And again, it comes down to your policy, your risk management, what you like to see. If you like to see a stock like this, that looks really good, go for it. But, connect the bottoms, connect this. You can see it is technically in a downtrending channel. And if that's the case, you still have plenty of room to move from $5.60 to $6, which is 8%. So again, if it really, there you go. So if it does do what we want it to do, it's going to make you at least 8 or 9%. A full move here will bar you 26%. So again, it's a really good setup. I like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. It's fighting the 50. Let's get in for a band. So it needs to break the 200 as well. It's going to consolidate over here. If it breaks the 50 and holds, that's a great sign of strength. As I say a lot, when it breaks the 50 and the 200, you get gigantic moves. So if you really want to wait for that, you can, but it's going to need to be more risk than you're buying in the middle of the channel. Not great, but this is a good setup nonetheless. RSI indicator, stochastic, and vortex are all in the middle, probably because, it's really showing some life here. I'd go off of where it was a few days ago, and again, that was look really, really good. So if a full move continues here, makes a really good push up, DSKE is a great setup. LLNW, Limelight Networks. Do some research about its earnings. It really shit the bed over here. Like, it really just tanked it twice. And earnings has to be coming up soon. I mean, we have 93 months, and we're getting close to probably earnings coming out soon. So just do some research on that. But barring this over here, which again shows previous highs, which is a good setup. Connect these though, you can see there is going to be some limitation what you can make. So always attach your peaks together and see where it's at. It's really showing some life though, right? It's gone higher lows across the board. Even over here, these are all the very same. And now it's showing some life. What do you want to do? Right? Do you want to buy in here? It's showing some life today. And this trend line has been kind of showing higher lows. Do you want to buy into the POC where it consolidates at and hope that it lives here and goes long and keeps going? Or do you think this is going to be a channel play where it's going to be a peak here and you go over and then now maybe this was just an outlier, and then it's going to be a channel play left to right, and you can buy in closer to 396. That's going to be the move in your decision. Do you think it's a channel play, or is it getting higher lows across the board? It's your call, but very low volume in here. Once it gets to the $5 range, it's going to really pop off. So it looks really good setup. It's just your discretion. $4 or $4.25. Buying at $4.20, you got memes on your side, so that'd be really cool. May help you out to get in at $4.20, right? It just depends on the setup. Let's check the indicators. It's good news is that it's broken the 200 and it needs to do it again. The EMA lines are going to be different for every stock. It needs to break the 50. If it doesn't break the 50, it's going to have a hard time making gigantic moves. Now, the good news is both these are really coming down farther to be taken over. If you're adverse and scared of risk, you don't want to risk a lot of money, wait for it to break both these, which will be in the next few weeks. And when it does that, you're going to get moves like this, right? You got a whole 31% move. It will happen when both EMA lines are broken. So take some time if you want to. Wait. I like convergence. You have a lot of good stuff down here. I would definitely go along. RSI is low, stock low, vortex low. Again, everything's in your favor for a really good move here. It just depends. Is it going to be $4.27 or $4? Where's the best buying going to be? We'll see what happens. But a good pickup. NUGT nugget is quite a nugget of a purchase. Anyone can see it's in a downtrend, and you're not going to always get the best possible setups all the time. It's perfectly in a channel here. So is that a perfect setup? Nope, but I like it a lot, just given the historical references and the facts that it does not get below here. It's been here, tested it over the last 8 months. It has not gone lower. So I would definitely regard that as a better trend than the downtrend. And again, and the stop loss can be anywhere from 57.90 and lower. You cut it, you can then buy in later if it shows life. So again, you're at a great value. The downtrend definitely needs to be considered for your possible profit margin as it goes forward, because if it lives here, you can still make 21%. Like, that's nothing to laugh at. That's a lot of money. But to think you're going to get back up to $119 from here is a bit of a fallacy. Now, it could happen. It went and did it in 53 days. But let's be realistic. I think you can aim for $70 on this. You can make a quick 18%, quick 17%, and you're good to go. Really good area. It's an ETF, so make sure you know what they're doing. It is about gold, and I think silver just got pumped. Maybe gold's next. Let's check the indicators. And it looks good. I mean, it needs to break, and I say this again and again. Not the same way as I say it's again, but again and again, we have to be said that the EMA lines are powerful in tandem. When you can spot these things and you can get these things beaten in your head, you become a lot better trader. It's going to need to break the 50 first and then the 200. It respects both, especially the 200, and it's going to bounce off of it. But as long as those lines keep dropping farther and price keeps getting volatile, once it overtakes it, big moves are going to be coming. So it's going to be a really good long-term hold. RSI does get oversold, so if it gets down farther, great, but it's really low. Stock low, vortex low. Again, a 10 out of 10 setup if you have the idea of what NUGT does as an ETF, and once it breaks both lines, if that happens, it can be a fantastic setup. We had just called OCFT, we called it over here, and it ran up an easy 12%. My usual take on this is at 10%, I put a trailing stop loss, because if you take 10% gains 8 times, reinvest it, you double your money. And so that, to me, I can easily get 8-10% moves in a week. So I could easily, if I put $500 in on average, I can get $500 a week. I'm killing it in my view, right? Not too risky. And here we are again. It does have the history of having some higher lows and some lower highs, so it's not really the best trend line. So I wouldn't put too much weight if you can draw one. It's okay. All you gotta know is that anywhere from $20.20 down to $19.59, good year. No, you can see that any of these things are great areas to purchase in. It had earnings. It's falling. Well, again, look back at earnings. See, I had earnings over here and it crashed. I had earnings over here and it rose. So it's a gamble when you hold through earnings. I don't like it. But again, if it does show life, which it should, reversals take 7 days. Reversal here took 11 days. Reversal here took 5 days. So you have some time for it to reverse. But you also had these over here, which took maybe a day or two. So put it on a watch list. You can put an alert, maybe like one at like 20:30. And when it goes above it, you can buy if you like confirmation. It's a really good setup, great channel. Let's check the indicators. RSI is where it reverses that. It doesn't get oversold. It gets down to 35. You must be dynamic. Stochastic low, vortex is crossing. And again, vortex is, if they all don't agree, it's okay. Vortex is much better with ascending or descending stocks really, but it could get a little bit lower, and it does reverse around 76. So you may see some more red days as it kind of drops and kind of consolidates off. It's okay. It's a good look. It's going to need to break the 200 and the 50 to make that big move. But it's a great setup, really good value. I like OCFT a lot. Next is UNIT, Unit. What a great name. It has been on a tear the last 3 months and some change, 42% change. But that's great because that means that's changing about positive 0.5% a day. That's not too much. It's not going too fast. It's not like a crazy banshee with his hair on fire. It's doing okay. This is definitely a support area. It's tested 3 times now and it's lived. It just comes down to your preference and how much you want that spread out. If it tested a lot quickly, that's not good. But, 3 times it took it 7 days to retest it and showed some life. That's okay. That's not too bad. It's definitely trying to make some new volume channels up here. See our volumes down here. It wants to move the whole thing up and show that folks want to buy and sell higher. And it's showing life today, right? It came down and it's up almost 2%. It can run 9% more. This is very similar to Ally, ALLY, which I called weeks ago. It's been doing this for a long time. It just kind of goes up and keeps cruising. You can buy Ally, bought it months ago. You hold it for a long period of time. This looks like it's a great starter for that, right? It has a question mark though. Earnings on 3/1, yeah, so you can probably ride for a good month. It's a good setup. If it does break down, easy stop loss indication, you can see where it's supposed to be at. It's a great setup. Let's check the indicators. 50 EMA bounce. Again, we're going to right click, clear everything so you can see real quick. 50 EMA bounce, really easy play just like Ally. It may come down to the 200 if it really does break down. That'll be your play then because it breaks it to come back. So if it does do that, you buy it in there. RSI's fair, stock fair, vortex fair. That makes sense because it's uptrending. If it was over here, it would make a lot more sense for it to be kind of going overbought, oversold, down and stuff. But seeing that's uptrending this harsh, a pretty good angle, you're not going to get oversold. You're going to get halfway points. So this looks really good. UNIT, a fantastic buy. Next is USAS, American Gold and Silver. Again, Reddit just pumped silver. Now, what's interesting is they actually really didn't, but folks said that they did, so folks bought in. They really didn't pump it. That was more of a media thing. But this does not get below $2.44. So here's a question. Do you buy in now or do you wait? And that's definitely going to come down to your risk management. As I always say, it's definitely going to reverse eventually. So if you want to buy in now, you may have to hold for a few weeks or days as it kind of reverses. But this is definitely going to be popping off again soon. Silver and gold are very consistent. We can go back in time and see that, it crashed because of this, but you go back in time, it's always been just in this channel, basically. It's a really easy play. And the whole move is 20%. So you're risking 6% if it does crash on you. If you want to cut and use trade-off and be like, well, I can cut 6%, but then make it back with this stock. Or you can see if it pops now. It's showing life. It came in the channel, now it's showing life. The reversals are very quick. So maybe put alerts, 263, 264. If it pops up there, buy in and go long. But USAS, a great silver and gold corporation. Let's check the indicators. It does get oversold, so it could be a tad bit lower. Stock's low, vortex low, all the 3 of these check out. It needs to break the 250. I say it a bunch of times. Again, it's an easy channel play, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. The USAS, a great pickup. Last is VVNT, Vivint Smart Home Inc. So again, do your research. But smart homes are making a big push, right? Alexa, Google, whatever it is, they're all making some big pushes. Once, twice, thrice. It's shown life 3 times at this trend line. So I respect it, I trust it. I attach these 3 as well and come over. And as you can see as well, these 3 also line up very well. And then you can redraw the channel. And we can see that all 3 of these also line up very well. So we have double channel action going on. Double channel action, another good name for a band. iShotgun, don't touch it. Looks really good. It could be a little bit lower. It's consolidating here. You see how it does consolidate here. So there is a chance it's going to break down. If it does break down, like a sick metal band would, it may come down to your 1669 or it may come down to even like 1544. So if it does crash, do not panic. You're going to lose maybe 5%. But if you watch this like a responsible adult, and it does die, you buy in down here, the full move again will net you 30%. You made your money back and more. So a really good setup. It's a good company. Let's check the indicators. So I'm not going to spend too much time. Again, it needs to break the 200 and the 50. The 200 is what it needs to break. If you're adverse to risk, let it break the 200, and hopefully it'll push the volume line up higher and really show some life. If it breaks the 200, you're going to be at the ground floor of a huge move up, And if it makes a new channel up here, you'll be on the ground floor, hold for a long time. It's good stuff. RSI was just oversold, showing some life. Stochastic is showing some life. Vortex is in the middle. It's consolidating, as I said. It's consolidating sideways because a big move is happening. Set a stop loss, go long. You should be happy with it when it pops off. If you're a beginner, stop the video or go to when I talk about mascots, because that's going to be my favorite part of this video. You don't have to. Those are 10 plays for you. 10 cheap plays. That's all you need. Do not do any more. Take these. Do not buy these tomorrow. Do not buy these tomorrow unless you're that confident. Take one or two. Take one, take two. That's it. Take those. Go home with your ball. Take your favorites. Watch list them. Do your own research, and now you're good. Intermediate traders, I got some more for you. Let's do this quickly. BLL is a great uptrend. And again, it's definitely in a downtrending channel as well, which kind of looks like spaghetti over here, like M&M or something. But it looks really good if it shows life. And this is earnings and it's surviving. If it survives earnings, that's a great sign. It has plenty of room to run up. Again, I just do not know if it's going to break these lines. Once it breaks the 50 and 200, you definitely go long. But until then, it could take a few days. You wait. Bro is also consolidating. This has a history of consolidating sideways for a little bit of time. Earnings just happened. It may fall further or may pop off with the, what's it called? Dividends. Yeah, when the dividend comes through. And again, we may have a good 8%, 9% move. But given the other stocks that we have, you can make 30% in the same amount of time. And it's not really showing that much life yet. The reversals go much quicker usually. So let's see. But BRO is a good pickup. GPL, Great Panther Mining, which again is a sick name. It is a very cheap stock. This thing could very easily destroy your account in a day or make you break it. That's why I didn't put it in the beginner one. The stop loss has to be at least 9%, 969%. It has a history of coming down and tapping and showing some reversals, but it does bull reversals. You know, it takes that sweet old effing mother heckin' time. This is too harsh. I don't think it's going to live here. It may take some more time, but a full move will net you 12% easy. Hopefully, it'll get you 27%. Put this on your watch list. If you are a intermediate trader, I trust you can handle this and do your own research. SDC, this is better without the indicators. It's doing a 50 EMA bounce, but this one in particular is just retesting this area. It's consolidating sideways. And you can consider this a flag, you can consider this a pendant, whatever you want to consider it. It's probably closer to a pendant. It's really trying to decide which way it wants to go. And in May 223, so you have 3 weeks until earnings. You know, it's at a great value. Worst case, you can cut it, lose about, you know, go down to 1269, go down, you lose 3 or 4%, you buy into the channel, make your money back. Again, it just has no real clear direction yet, but again, intermediate traders, I trust you for this retest play. SILJ is the same way as SILV, so I'm doing them at the same time basically. They're both silver ETFs, and again, they got pumped last week. This thing could easily drop farther. This is definitely an area of reversal and support, as you can see. I'm just going to take this line over here, move it on up, and we can see this is definitely an area where it happens. And your profit margin, 7 or 8%. You would like to see it drop farther, but given the hype behind silver, some folks are probably still watching this, want to buy the buyback in. SILV is the same way. SILV did tap in the channel, so I like SILV a lot more than SILJ right now. So I would go for SILV at this point, and again, can easily make you 20-30% on a huge move. But if it does, you know, give it a few days, if it does crash down, buy in again at the channel. It is a great pickup though, given the history of silver. And last is TRIL. We've called TRIL, folks like TRIL. I stay TRIL. ATL, what's up? Not really, but this is a great channel play. It does reverse at 1194. That's getting back down to our high. Is it higher, low, higher, low? Barring this, it's been very consistent. It's right there. It may take a day or two, but again, you need to watch TRIL for sure. And there you have it. You have 10 fantastic stocks, intermediate people who are still here. Another like 8 or 9 great ones. A great day, great value, cheaper stocks. With that being said, let's talk about fast food mascots real quick because I'm sick of the disrespect to my opinions. I'm done. So here's how I'm gonna rank these. An S tier has great food and I can beat up. Okay, so S tier is someone who I'm not terrified of and they taste good. D tier is their food sucks and their mascot can easily murk me without any given chance. I don't live. So delicious and easy to beat up, terrifying and disgusting. A&W Bear is definitely going to be a D. Their food's disgusting. I've never been there. Their candy is disgusting. And if you didn't know, bears are absolutely horrifying. Bears will eat you while you're still alive. It's a big bear. He's basically Yogi on steroids. I don't mess with that. A&W is a D. The Dairy Queen is definitely going to be an A because Cone Man here is probably delicious. Their chicken fingers slap at all times. Their blizzards smack. But this man can't even live in the heat. How's he going to fight me? He's also very, very tight in the waist. He can't chase after me. Easy beat up. He's also delicious. That's an A. Randall McDonald is going to be a C. Here's the reason. Their food slaps. But one, clowns are terrifying, and he has so many iterations that he's definitely has a gang with him. He has that whole entire squad. He has the Hamburglar. He has the mayor with the cheese sandwich head thing. He definitely has Grimace, who definitely has guns on point. He definitely has no pain. He just is a blob of death. So with his gang, he's definitely terrifying. He's a clown, but their food slaps. C makes sense. Burger King is definitely also going to be a C. This man doesn't feel pain. He has no emotion. He just made that Xbox game, like that Dash game, and he has really good food. The burgers are big. They're tasty, but again, he is so horrifying. If he knocked on your door, of any of these people, I would definitely shit my pants the most with the Burger King. Wendy's is definitely going to be an A tier for sure. The reason she's going to be an A tier is that their food's it's okay. It's pretty good. You got the loaded baked potato, which is great. You got the Baconator. Actually, that's going to be an S. Easy Baconator, delicious. It's really good. And again, I don't condone hitting women or kids, but if she wanted to square up, hypothetically, I would beat the life out of her, right? So I'm not terrified of her. She looks really nice. We'd probably have a good time and a good picnic. Dave has square burgers, right? She's definitely S tier. Junior, this is definitely going to be a C tier. Their food's really not that good. But again, this man right here doesn't want the smoke. He's not aerodynamic. He doesn't have any type of like fighting abilities. Can't see me. I'm waxing that man on sight. Jack in the Box definitely going to be D. Again, he's like the Burger King guy, but like corporate. So, like if he were to get beat up, he'd sue you. And his food's disgusting. He has that Vietnam Charlie's in the Tree 1,000-yard stare. Really don't want to mess with him. First B1, we'll give that Little Caesars. Again, if you think it's gross, you never struggled. Okay, in college, it's all at 8. This guy has a spear, but he's small. I'm pretty confident if you watch the commercials, he's like pizza-sized. I'll just beat him to death. Smashy smash. But again, there's better food out there for sure. I had to do some research. I don't know what the hell this guy is. Domino's is sus at all times, right? There's nothing good about it. This thing is terrifying. I don't know if there's a lot of them. I don't know how big. If that's the size of the Domino's size sign, and he's that big, I don't think, no, I don't want that. But again, it's okay, not great. KFC is going to be S tier. Here's the reason it's S tier. When KFC is made correctly and it slaps and it's good, boy, the mashed potato bowl with the chicken is on point. And then again, the Colonel's already dead. So what? Unless he's a zombie, then I'm in trouble. But again, he has no problem. I can beat up a dead skeleton. Their food slaps at all times. It's great. And lastly is the cheddar cheese, whatever his name is. Chuck E. Cheese. That place is absolutely disgusting. I'll never go there a day in my life. Their pizza doesn't match up. But again, the terrifying rating, it's a gigantic rat. If you've ever been in New York, this is a New York rat with manners. I don't want to go anywhere near him. He's horrifying. So there you have it. That's how I rank my the fact that I did this. This is how I rank my terrifying to tasty ratio. Wendy's and KFC up there. So is a Dairy Queen. And then McDonald's and Burger King are way better than those, but their mascots are horrifying, and I cannot beat them up. A&W is trash. Juniors is trash. Don't touch that stuff. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the extra content. That's why I'm making a Patreon, so you guys can watch me do tier lists and stuff. No, but Discord on Monday, everything's coming out. I'm not going to change anything. If you have any kind of comments, let me know. Or if you want to subscribe, let me know. If you want me to change anything, let me know. The lady who said, stop saying again, valid point. Great art, great, input. Otherwise, nothing's going to be changed. Always going to be quality, pumping this stuff out. With nothing else, have a good Thursday. We'll see you guys on Sunday.